Hello, Northminster. Pastor Jordan Rimmer. This is a little different for me. In the month of January, our online services are going to be a little different. Session has granted me kind of a mini sabbatical, taking 4 weeks off. And I really did not actually take a Sunday off the entire year of 2020. The last Sunday I had off was I was in Israel leading a trip, and then before that was somewhere in November. So wanted to get some time to rest and to catch up on things. And so we have guest preachers that are preaching the parking lot services. But for the online service, I thought I would just record some little devotionals. So these are shorter and a little less formal, a little less prepared. But we'll serve for the online sort of church community for a few weeks while I'm away in January. I should say I'm handling funerals and pastoral emergencies, but I'm not going to be preaching or working on Sundays. It's kind of funny, people say, well, Pastor, you only work on Sunday. Pastors work like an hour a week. The reality is a whole bunch of my week is oriented towards getting ready for Sunday. What do I need to be praying about? What's the order of worship going to be? How am I going to preach? And I've been preaching shorter sermons, which are actually harder to do. It's easier for me to ramble for 30 minutes. It's a lot harder to crunch it and to tighten things up. And then through all this, I've been manuscripting sermons to send out to people. I've been recording sermons. It's been a long year. And now I've taken vacation time, and I've taken days off. So you don't need to stress about me. I'm taking care of myself. But I do need a little bit of a break from the relentlessness of always another Sunday looming. That's why I asked Session for these 4 weeks off in January, where not a lot's happening anyway. But for me, there's an important theological case that I'm trying to make in this too. And that is that I believe Sabbath and rest is important. And I say that a lot in my sermons. I talk about it. And I really want to model that for you. And so I want to make sure that I'm taking time to take care of myself so that I can always be bringing my best self to whatever God has me doing, because I think that's important for you too. Okay, to show you how important it is, listen to this verse. I'm in Exodus 31. The Lord said to Moses, "You are to speak to the people of Israel and say, above all, you shall keep my Sabbaths, above all the other commandments," he's saying. "For this is a sign between me and you and throughout your generations, that you may know that I, the Lord, sanctify you. You shall keep the Sabbath because it is holy for you. Everyone who profanes it shall be put to death. Whoever does any work on it, that soul shall be cut off from among the people. 6 days shall work be done, but on the seventh is a Sabbath and solemn rest, holy to the Lord. Whoever does any work on the Sabbath day shall be put to death." Them's pretty serious words, right? That you're going to be put to death. But understand why for God Sabbath is so important. It says here, Sabbath is a sign between me and you throughout the generations, so that you'll know that I'm God. This is such an important message for a people who've been in slavery in Egypt. God is saying, you take time to rest because you're not slaves anymore. You're not what you accomplish. You're not the number of bricks that you can make or the number of bricks that you can lay. You are special and you are important and you are valuable just because you are mine. And so the rabbis had a saying. They used to say that Sabbath is like the wedding ring between God and humanity. That's the promise. That's the sign. It's a symbol that, you know what, I got you. I'm going to take care of you. Whatever you go through, I'm going to be with you and I'm going to take care of you. And you can trust me so much that I've got you, that you can work 6 days, and then on the Sabbath day, you can really, really rest. Now, we are not good at taking Sabbath. Sunday really isn't my Sabbath because I work every Sunday. Every time people apologize to me, I'm sorry I had to work on Sunday. Yeah, so did I. I understand it. Sabbath's not my rest either. I got to find other places to rest. And I don't think we need to be quite as disciplined as some of our Jewish brothers and sisters. When you're in Israel and you go to a hotel on a Sabbath, on a Saturday, over there. It's Saturday. And you don't push the buttons on the elevator because that's considered work. So you actually have to, if you get on the elevator that's the Sabbath elevator, it hits every floor. And so you want to go on the one that's not called the Sabbath elevator. Now, I don't think God's calling us to do so little work that we can't push the button on the elevator. But what are we doing to rest? Right? And 2020 has been a crazy year. And 2021 is off to a similar start. So what are you doing to rest? What are you doing to make sure you're not so caught up in what you're doing that you equate what you're doing with who you are? That you equate what you accomplish with how valuable you are? Because that's not how God sees things. And Sabbath is that reminder. It's a way that we resist the world turning us into an object. Sabbath is the way God keeps his promise that he's going to take care of us. And a lot of times I find if people can't stop and rest, they can't find Sabbath, they can't trust God. And so I'm pulling back for these 4 weeks. I'll end up doing funerals and pastoral care as I need. But I'm going to leave the church service alone because the church shouldn't be based around me. And it's important to hear voices that are other than mine. And I trust God with my future, and I trust God with our church. And I want to model this for everybody. So I thought in my first devotional I would just tell you why I think it's so important, what I'm doing, why I'm so thankful for Session, for working this out for me, and challenge you also to consider, what are you doing to Sabbath? We can't go to the beach right now. There's a lot of things we can't do. What are you doing every week to make sure that you're resting, to make sure that you're not falling into the trap of working all the time? May you find some rest and some peace.